Welcome everyone to Still Seeking. I'm your host, Robbie Turner. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out to tune in to the show today. And as always, we're going to have to start the show off by giving my Father some praise. I just want to let my Father know how much I truly appreciate him for all the wonderful things he has done for Robbie Turner. And just to let my Father know that I love him and I think the world of him. And as one of my things I always say, I just want to say thank you, Father, for being there for me, being there for Robbie Turner. When I wasn't giving you praise, I wasn't giving you, I wasn't worshiping you, I wasn't into you, but you have always been into me. So I just want to say thank you so much for doing that for me. You did that for me, and because I didn't even know you. You gave me something that I didn't even deserve. But I want to say thank you so much for that. And I say that I didn't deserve that, but I think that what I should say is that when it comes to you, Father, all of your children deserve and they get exactly what you gave to Robbie Turner. So, and you just that type of, like I say, Father, we all deserve that in your eyes. So, just to say thank you so much. And when I was thinking about that, a thought just went through my mind. Wouldn't the world be such a better place if we was more like our Father in heaven? Just like all the love he showed me when I didn't even know him. And that's the way I think to make the world a better place, to love and to help somebody that we don't even know. We don't have to know them. We don't have to have a contact with them. It's just all about that person just being a person, that person being a human being, So, like I say, and that's my prayer, if the world could be more like my Father, if we could treat each other more the way that my Father have treated us, the favor he has shown us, like I said, we get it from him, and we could just spread it on, then hopefully we spread it on to somebody else who don't think that they was unworthy or undeserving, or didn't deserve it. Then hopefully they'll pass it on to somebody else, and we could just get that cycle going on and on and on. The world would be such a better place. And I'm going to get into the show now. And on the show, the last 2 weeks, if you've been watching the show, I have been talking about the month of October being Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And I'm going to pick that back up and talk about that a little bit more on this show here. And on the last 2 shows, when I talked about domestic violence, I focused on the point where domestic violence, I talked about some of the symptoms, that a person may not be aware of, that you may look over and maybe say that's really not domestic violence. But I always believe that a lot of time a person may be in something, but you may be in it so long, or your mind may be programmed, as I say, done got so used to it. Or like I say, it could be a generation thing, generation after generation, took so much abuse, and you done seen it, and we're just thinking, hey, that's all right. But I think it's so good to talk about the symptoms, so that way there, maybe you can enlighten a person, bring them to the light and say, hey, I'm going through this. I need to seek help. I mean, the same way, like I say, when I think about a person with a back problem, it's symptoms, to let you know when something is wrong. If I lift so many pounds, over my weight limit with a bad back, I already know I'm going to feel that pain, letting me know something wrong. You done stepped way out of the line. And I think our body and our mind and our soul within us tell us the same thing if we in a violent relationship. And whether when the violence is physical or you being mentally abused. I think we just kind of key in and don't try to numb it out and really pay attention to it. Like I say, it also, I think, warns us that this is not right. You constantly getting a beat down verbally. You constantly being talked about. That something within you. When you just don't feel right after being beat down like that. And we should pay attention to that. And like I say, you should actually, I think, should seek help. Should go and ask somebody. Should talk to somebody. And sometimes I think that one of the mistakes that we can make is that we may depend on our family or else maybe somebody else to help us do things sometimes. And it's not that they don't love us, but they may not be mentally able enough to get you the type of help that you need. They may not be in a financial situation where they can financially, help you to get out that situation either. That's why I think it's just so good that if you in a domestic violence relationship, that you seek help from a professional. Seek help from an organization that has been dealing with this, and they know how to deal with it. They know how to tell you the safe route to get out of it. They know the type of support that you need. Because like I say, your family, even when it goes, depends on, what type of religion you in, who may not believe in divorce or separation. So, like I say, they may not be there for you. But that's why it's so good to go and get that support from somewhere else. And it's okay if you have to go somewhere else and get it. Somebody you knew for 30 years or a church you've been in for 20 years, maybe not supporting you want to leave. Just looking over the violence that you're receiving, to just stay together for the kids, say stick together for the money's sake, to get the bills paid. That inside, like I said, is telling you something ain't right here. You need to seek professional help. You need to go, like I say, and go to a professional and let them help you decide what route to take and what steps and how to do it. And like I say, there's a lot of situations, unfortunately, our family and close friends and maybe what religious group we in, maybe they just, they may mean well, but they may not be mentally equipped enough to, like I say, to handle you. And I just think it's so amazing sometimes that if, like I say, if my back was to start hurting, instantly a little bell will ring off with me and probably anybody else if it's in severe pain to go to a doctor to seek help. Go to a professional to seek help. And it should be the same way. When our soul is hurting on the inside, that little inner man or inner woman is being broken down. It's like you don't have a voice. Your opinion don't matter. When all these things is going on and you do not feel any more self-worthy about yourself, you need to do the same thing. You need to seek professional help. That inner man and that soul, all that to me is on the same level of keeping it healthy, just like the other part of our body, just like the physical part. Just like you want to keep that back intact, you want to keep that soul intact, you want to keep that inner man intact. It's just as important. It is so important. It have to be healthy in order for us to go on to keep thriving in life, to keep making another move. To me, that soul and inner man, it have to be nourished. It have to be taken care of. It have to be put right there, number one, the priority, like anything else. So I just think, just keep that in mind. If I burn my finger on a stove, and I'm gonna go to the emergency room. Well, if you're inside, that inner man, that inner woman been burnt, you need to also seek professional help. And I know a lot of people say, well, I went to God and I prayed to God. Well, that's good. There's nothing wrong with praying to God and asking God to remove this situation. That's fine. But you can pray to God. It's like, hey, God, I'm finna call this here number here, this 1-800 number here, because I feel like I'm in a domestic violent relationship. So I'm for to call this 1-800 number here, God. God, let whoever answer this phone up be able to help me, to show me what route to go through, and especially in a safe manner. So there's nothing wrong with praying to God. You pray right before you dial that number. You pray right before you go to an organization, till you go to the door, before you go to your primary doctor. Pray that whoever you going to, whoever your contact you having with, that person gonna guide you through the right step, or gonna guide you through the right people who can take you to the procedure, to get out of this type of relationship that you're in. So you go and pray, but pray while you taking those steps also. And I just want to say that. And one other thing that I talked about last week on the show, I talked about that famous line when it comes to domestic violence. That famous line that we can hear, and if we're not in the right mental state, just like I'm talking about that soul, the inner woman, if it's been burnt and been broken down, and you're not mentally where you're supposed to be. If you hear these words, sometimes they can you can take it the wrong way. If you hear your significant other, it can be a man or a woman, tell you, that if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. And when they say that, they say it in a way in a threatening way, where they want to talk about taking your life, talking about putting their hands around your neck and choking your last breath out of you. When they saying it like that, like I said, we're not mentally right. We be like, oh, this man really love me. Oh, this woman really love me. This some real love here. Like I say, you're on the phone calling your girl, your boy, talking about, you know what? This chick, this chick or this guy here really loves me. See, if they really want me, talking about they can't have me, they can't see me with nobody else. There's something wrong with that, and that's not a healthy statement. And like I say, especially when a person saying it and they mean it, I'm going to kill you if you leave, or if we're not together. We can't be in this relationship with together. Yeah, I can't have you. I'd rather kill you before I see you anybody else. That is not healthy. That's not healthy. And it's not a good thing to hear somebody say that. And like I say, we just brush it off, and it made me think they're playing around, because you never really know whether a person's playing around or not. So I just think that if you're constantly hearing that from someone, that you definitely, I think that's a red flag. I think that's just something that you need to talk to a professional about, trying to get some help on. And one thing also, I think it's one important key to remember, that even though this person may have never laid a hand on you and hit you physically. So they saying that, and you don't take this seriously because you never suffered at the hands of any physical abuse from this person. I think it's so important to remember that it only takes one time of having physical abuse from a person, and for that abuse to totally change your life forever, leaving you with some kind of physical disability, even taking your life. So like I said, it's so important to remember, even if they hadn't never laid a hand on you, but they constantly saying that phrase, or they saying other things that they may kill you, it's very important to seek help. Like I say, it only take one time for them to do something to you physically that could be real bad. So I'm just going to pray also, if anybody dealing with something like the things I just talked about, you don't know what route to go, I'm just going to pray that some doors open, some things happen. Maybe you just watching TV or something, and you see something saying, if you're in domestic, you think you're in a domestic violence relationship, there's help and there's a number. If you the first step, maybe call that number. Passing by on a billboard or something, and you see it on a billboard, a number to call, website to go to. I just hope that door, like that way there, may open for you. You may have a doctor appointment. You feel comfortable enough with your doctor to say, hey, I got some other issue besides my physical issue that I need some help with, just to tell a professional so somebody can help you. And to also remember that this walk in leaving a violent relationship do not have to be a lonely walk. There's plenty of help out there. There's plenty of organizations out there that would help a woman or a man that's being abused, would help you to get out of that type of relationship. It's just that you have to, take that first step, because a lot of time, a lot of people is so well covered up that a lot of people don't even know what's going on. So, like I say, we just have to take that step. And if you're really frightened of this person, when you call or when you make initial contact with somebody to tell them what's going on, you need to say, hey, I'm really afraid of this person. I have never told anybody. I am really fearful for my life. I think you need to be real specific with that. Don't be afraid to tell them maybe the things that have went on behind closed doors that nobody else know about, so they can know, what type of situation you're in, and so you can get the proper help that you need, so that you can get out of that and get, like I said, a new life. So you can get to a point in life where you actually can start healing, to get out of that crap, then get somewhere healthy. So you can start the process of healing so that you can, have a healthy life, have a good life, enjoy the things that on this earth for us to enjoy. Because like I say, sometimes when you so mixed up in so much drama, or you mixed up in so much craziness, so much, or even you mixed up in a relationship that's very violent, the simplest thing, you miss them. You can't even go to the park sometime and just sit down and just enjoy the beauty, enjoy the trees, enjoy the beauty. You'll see a flower pass by and never even notice it. See a bird, to me, and never even notice that bird, never even notice a tree may have a certain feature in it. But you would never notice it because your mind, is just so out of whack because of the relationship that you may be in. Maybe a drama-filled relationship, just a crazy makeup relationship, or a violent relationship. Whatever it is, we need to seek help so that we can get that mind back where it needs to be at, so that we can enjoy just some of the simple things in life. Life is just too short for us to just let it go by and to never enjoy it, never walk by something and it smells so good you don't even notice the smell, because you can't. You don't even notice your eyesight. We have all these senses, and we never get a chance to use them. The smell of something beautiful, it don't even faze you. Your eyesight to see something that's beautiful. You're just missing out on all the great things that life has to offer. And I know if you're in a real bad relationship, you be thinking, what do life have to offer? Life have a lot to offer. It's just that you have to get out of that, that relationship that you are in, and you'll be fine. You will be fine. Everything will work out. And another thing I want to talk about concerning abusive relationship. I think another thing that can throw a person off is that I think when we think of abusive relationship, we may in our mind think of it have to be on a regular basis to be considered abusive. It have to be every weekend or once a week or every 2 weeks. It have to be on a regular basis to be considered abuse. But that's not true. It don't. To me, you get a black eye annually. You'd be like, oh, I ain't being abused. Hey, I don't get no black every week. My eye just blacken annually. Or semi-annually, you don't hit on me. It just happens, semi-annually or just annually. It doesn't matter whether it's annually, semi-annually, daily, bi-weekly, monthly. It doesn't matter. Long as there some type of physical abuse going on. You having a black eye. You having you being strangled. You going with something broke. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't happen at all, none of the time. It shouldn't be annual, shouldn't be semi, it should be zero. It should be no time. So I just think that's something there that we have to pay close attention to don't get caught up in there thinking, well, it's not every day. Well, it could be worse. It could be every day. I think our mind have to say it should be no time. It should be, never that I should have to walk around with bruises on me. I should walk around with a black eye. That should be never. So I just think that's something that we have to really pay close attention to. And I always talk about them old ugly faces of domestic violence. The slapping, the spitting, the hitting, the kicking, cutting someone, shooting someone. When you see those things, you automatically know that's not right. But I want to talk about some things that I call the cover up of domestic violence, the pretty faces of domestic violence. And the reason why I call it a cover up, because you know how a cover up can just cover things up, and so that you don't see it. So some of those pretty things I think that can do a cover up of domestic violence are money. I love you, the big smile, the pretty car, the nice house, the good job, the good family. Big time religion person, the social status, the nice trip, the nice jewelry. And to get more specific with that, what I'm talking about, if you have a black eye and then your abuser go out and buy you a big fat diamond, it's a good chance that that black eye not gonna see some black no more. You're gonna be like, I just put a little makeup on here. You see, you ain't gonna be able to tell it no more. Because that diamond, that bling bling from that diamond is gonna be just glowing, just glowing so heavy that's just gonna shade out that black eye. So I just think that it's so important that we remember the bling bling is not what we need. That's really not what we need to cover up the domestic violence. It's just like a band-aid. It reminds me of if I have 4th degree burns on my hand. Now I just take a regular little band-aid and I just put that on that 4th degree burn. Well, duh, common sense, that is not, it's not being healed properly because it's not being taken care of properly. And that's the same way with the nice car, new car you may get, the nice house and the ring and jewelry and the money and this, I love you, never do it again, and the big social status. If you're in a domestic violent relationship, but those things there, what I just list, are more important for you to keep them than to get out the relationship. Well, those things there is like, just like I said, you putting a little band-aid over a major problem, and it's never going to heal. I mean, you're never going to heal as long as you allowing that to cover it up. What you need is to seek some type of help. Find a professional to talk to, and I know that it's easy, especially when you're used to those type of things, to let those material type of things, let the pretty face, the nice cover it up, but it's not properly taking care of it. It's just smoothing it off to the next incident of abuse happened to you. Just covering it up to the next time, and that's not what we want out of this. To cover it up to the next time, we want it to stop completely. That's what we want. And like I say, just seek help. And I think that also when dealing with domestic violence, we should not try to handle it ourselves. We trying to handle things ourselves have left, unfortunately, some people in some bad situations, have left people getting seriously hurt, have left some people even losing their life. So don't try to handle it. Like I say, there's plenty of help out there. There's plenty of people who are more than willing to help us. So just don't turn the help away, and like I say, just seek it. And I want to talk about at the end here some things that some I don't know really how to word it, but I thought about maybe these will be side effects of staying in a violent relationship abusive relationship, abusive was mentally or physically, some of the side effects that I think that could happen is that if you don't seek help and you just stay in it, there's a good chance that it's gonna, just weigh you down so bad mentally that it's just gonna be just almost impossible maybe for you to function, or maybe you function but you're not really function. You function, that body moving, but you're not really there. You done kind of, you done disattach yourself from the world. I think that that's one of the things can happen. Also, you may use some type of substance, alcohol or some type of drugs to get you away, to get your mind away, from from thinking about it, and there's proper ways that we deal with abusive relationship, and disattaching ourselves from it, mentally can really have a bad effect on us. And we go to substance abuse, alcohol, drugs abuse to handle it. These are all unhealthy ways. So if these are one of the ways that you are using to to handle you being in an abusive relationship, these are all unhealthy ways. And again, seek help, because there's healthy ways to handle this, and you can that you can get through this without all this. So I'm just going to pray that anybody that's out there handling it in an unhealthy way, that you're able to get some help. You're able to go to somebody, able to talk to them, and they're going to show you the right way to get through this without doing more damage to you. I mean, if you really think about it, the abuse is doing heavy damage to you, and then you go and you try to I guess medicate yourself through it in an unhealthy way. That with the drugs, this attachment, alcohol, or whatever. Then you, like I said, you go out and you try to disattach yourself. I mean, try to medicate yourself, trying to, and thinking, okay, I'm doing this, and that helping you getting through it. It's really not. It's unhealthy. And like I say, I'm just going to pray that any and everybody going through any of the things I talked about here today on the show concerning being in a abusive relationship, I'm just going to pray that they able to seek help, able to get the help that they need when they actually out there seeking it. And don't be afraid. This do not have to be a lonely walk. There's plenty of people who will take your hand and will walk you through this process. And I'm going to end the show on that note there. And I just want to say that we're going to see each other again next week on Still Seeking. Thank you.